Good afternoon, Miss Classy and classmate. In this time, I will talk you about my discovery project. The topic that I choose is about the greenhouse, and near me I have the engineer Carlos Hernandez. He is an instructor of learning by doing or internship horticulture. He has a lot of knowledge about this topic, and for this reason, I choose him to share his knowledge with us about this interesting topic. Okay, engineer. Uh, Begin to start this topic about greenhouse. We did know what is a greenhouse.
Hey, first, hi everybody. Nice to be with you in this project, and proud to have the opportunity to help you to improve your English as well as I'm doing that. So I can imagine that you all already have been working in the greenhouses in this university, and basically a greenhouse is a structure with roof and walls made of plastics or whatever kind of glasses to protect from the environment, your crops, protected from the weather and protected from pests and diseases.
Interesting. But engineer, the greenhouse have a different part. Could you tell us what is the part of a greenhouse?
I wouldn't like to tell you that with the greenhouse we have a principal part because I consider that all the parts in a greenhouse are really important. So we have different parts like heatings in some cases, a kind of way to control the relative humidity and maybe a machine to control the levels of light inside the greenhouse. It has different parts, the irrigation part,
Mm,
and but I don't consider that we could keep in mind an specific part of the greenhouse.
mm, Good answer. But engineer, like everything have a different kind of structure. In this example about greenhouse, what is the different kind of greenhouse?
So if you build your greenhouse with glass, in some places the people call it like glass houses.
That's
You can do it with transparent materials, and if you add a heating inside the greenhouse, because in some countries you already have cold weather, and you would like to keep having harvest during the long year, and it helps you to extend all your harvest, and so that people in that kind of weather need to have heaters inside the greenhouse, and they already know and call that kind of greenhouses like hot houses.
mm, okay. But uh, if I want to put a greenhouse, what are the steps or measures to be taken to establish a greenhouse?
I think that the principal step to establish the greenhouse could be to choose a flat place to can build the structure. I think because some places are very slope, and so like I said, you need a flat place to can establish it, because with your duties it will be hard if you establish your greenhouse in a slow place. So you can do it, but I don't really recommend you to do that. Um, Anyway, I think that maybe the second step to build it, maybe to choose the kind of materials that you want your greenhouse to be structured. So you can do it with, like I said, with wood. You can do it with iron. So it depends. I think more than it could be about your budget.
Mm, okay. I know have a greenhouse is a difficult, but what is the maintenance that must be given to the greenhouse?
So if at the beginning maybe you don't have to be doing a lot of maintenance, but along the years maybe some parts start to get old and maybe you need to be replacing it. You know, the irrigation, the heatings, the fans.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of parts, or maybe the structure by itself. So, but with every single days you work inside of the the greenhouse is going to be telling you what part need to be replaced,
Mhm.
or what part needs to be doing maintenance.
Okay. Um, I know this technology have a different benefit, and but what are the benefits of growing in a greenhouse?
I can imagine three specific benefits. Maybe the main benefit could be to extend the harvest in the year around.
Mm-hmm.
So, as well as to protect your crops from pests, bacteria, viruses, you know, diseases in general,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe to keep your crops in a safe and protected place. I think those could be the main benefits to do that. You know.
Okay, but like intensive and extensive crop. Okay. My next question is: what is the principal difference between extensive and intensive cultivation? Or okay, or
Of
that?
crops.
Yes.
Yes, I think the main difference, you know, if you for example if you keep your tomatoes in the open land,
Mm-hmm.
so in tropical weather is kind of the same thing, but maybe when you are talking about cold weathers like in other countries,
Mm-hmm.
you need to protect your crops. You
Mm-hmm.
need to try to find a way to keep it warm, and so not too much warm, you know, but you need to keep warm that place to keep safe and alive your
Mm-hmm.
crop. So I can imagine to try to find a way to keep my crops warm up in the open land, you know. So as well as the diseases or insects coming with the wind inside of your crops,
Mm-hmm.
so they will try to eat that. They will try to destroy all your investment in that crop. I think that's the main reason to establish greenhouse in the
Mm.
production, you know,
Okay,
in
in
the crop
general,
production.
okay, okay, interesting. But in general, like we go to work in the learning by doing in the horticulture industry, what are the steps after to enter to a greenhouse?
Maybe the biosecurity is I think is really important to before going to work inside of the greenhouses. Maybe you should take a shower before you go
Mm-hmm.
in. You should wear um, not nice, you know, clean clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You should be careful of your boots, the boots you wear before you go to inside of the greenhouse. Make sure that do not cross to from one greenhouse to another greenhouse at the same time. You know what I mean. So maybe is biosecurity. It's try it's try to keep that goal, to achieve that goal, that task of keep safe your crop. That's the main reason. You know, the main objective to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Like in general, like every word right now that boom topic is about the environment. In this case, uh, using a greenhouse, how using a greenhouse help the environment?
Maybe with nutrients and water, because you with the greenhouse with the greenhouses with the crop production, you have to keep in mind that you will provide all the food, all the water that the crop needs,
Hmm.
and you are measuring every single day. You are trying to keep all coordinated, and you waste minus fertilizer, water, because you measure every single dose that you apply into your greenhouse. And so in open land with crops, you cannot do that, because you are not really sure all the amounts of nutrients that you have in the soil.
Hmm.
And with the water is kind of like that. So by the other way, in the greenhouse, you can keep all of it controlled, right?
Okay. And last question, engineer.
Yes.
I hear about the practice of hydroponic in greenhouse. What do you say about that?
I think that the main difference between hydroponic ways to produce against the normal way to produce in greenhouse is the use of water, because all that you don't have to use any materials to put your plants inside of the greenhouse, so you just need water. And anyway, you need to provide all the food for your plants. And so you can use the recycle you can recycle all the water you use
Hmm.
with hydroponic systems. So but you can do that with all the water that you get from the conventional crop production inside of greenhouses,
Hmm.
because we consider that like a waste, you know.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is was the my last question, and but engineer, lies in a summary, what is the main point about have a greenhouse?
Where's the main point?
Mm-hmm.
I think the main point could be to increase your production, because you
Mm-hmm.
can increase your production to extend the production, the harvest. I would say the
Mm-hmm.
harvest, because the average farmer has a low average of harvest,
Mm-hmm.
doing that in open land crop production, against doing that with greenhouse production. I think that's the main point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, closing this Discovery project, I don't have more to say. Just give you thank you to share your knowledge with me and my classmate. And if right now we have more knowledge about what is the greenhouse and the benefits in our crop and environment. And so this is everything. No, this is all. And thank you. See you to next time. And thank you, engineer.
Yeah,
Have a-
nice to could be here helping you, and I hope all that knowledge was useful for you.
Mhm.
And so enjoy your time and keep going, improve your English.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
See you.
See you.